finally talk about the box office because now I can find because there's a site that finally reported the international box office numbers for the Batman, which were, this movie is gonna make back its money at the end of its box office run. So the Batman is has a production budget of $200 million. It made $128 million domestically, which means that if it has good rigs, it'll mostly rate $300 million domestically. Movies that open to around $120 million typically end up around $300 million. First. Okay, movies that open around 174 million open over like 500 million, but movies around here like Deadpool 2, Frozen 2. Okay, Frozen 2 made that one has like made $477 million. And we can compare Iron Man 2 and it won 312 million, which is more likely for the Batman, and Deadpool and over $363 million. And even the Suicide Squad, which had abysmal rigs, still managed to make $300 million. So this movie is gonna make over $300 million domestically. So that is basically given. Even Thor Ragnarok opened less. Yeah. And then that didn't really have, and superhero movies are known for not having good rigs. And we also have to forget that do not forget that the Batman gets 2 weeks all to itself at the box office. The Batman gets 2 weeks all to itself at the box office, basically. Okay. Yeah, and these are movies that released very recently: Black Widow, Venom, The Batman. And The Batman's opening polls really well for the, summer box office as well, because this is a really big number for March release. This is not because typically March releases, okay, except for Captain Marvel, do not do that good. Okay, March releases typically do worse, have worse openings. Of course, Beauty and the Beast and Captain Marvel did make more money. But again, those were Disney movies. Okay, that's the thing. Those were Disney movies. Okay, and Batman is doing better than a lot of March movies. Okay, is doing better than a lot of March movies. This movie is going to open around $249 million worldwide. I think one reason why this movie isn't doing as well as it could be doing is its runtime. This movie is 3 hours long. Okay, movies with better long. Again, Endgame made so much money for a long runtime. Okay, but there are people who will be turned off by it's 3 hours long. I don't want to watch a 3 hour long movie, and they're gonna probably wait for the next release to come out or watch some garbage movie on streaming that gets like a 1% Rotten Tomatoes, but it's on a streaming service, so it's a 10 out of 10 to them. So the Batman, no international box office just yet, but it is most likely good. It is definitely guaranteed to pass the $300 million mark. Okay, even like most movies around the Batman's reigns, okay, gross over $300 million. So
here's some information about Dallas. Dallas, a modern metropolis in North Texas.
what does the Batman have to do with Dallas? I don't know. But the Batman is the highest grossing movie of the week. That's undisputed. It will be the highest grossing movie of next week. I think it's gonna be like a 50% drop because of no releases coming out. And of course, then we have the fewer movies that nobody has heard of. They'll come out, and of course, Morbius and Sonic will come out, basically. And next is Uncharted, which, yes, this movie will make money despite Rotten Tomatoes, with the low scores, $140 million, $240 million to break even. I don't think anyone was expecting this movie to do as well as it did. And this movie, of course, is still not done with its growth, so it's going to end up over $300 million worldwide, which is a slap in the face to Rotten Tomatoes, who will basically tell you this is one of the worst movies of the year. So, and yes, some people have told me that the movie is terrible, but the Rotten Tomatoes establishment said the movie was terrible. Which again, nobody likes the Rotten Tomatoes establishment anyways. They're a bunch of establishment, that's why no one likes them. They're basically just the establishment who think they can tell you which movies are good or bad, we're going to tell you that The Matrix Resurrections is a good movie. And they'll tell you Ghostbusters 2016 is a good movie. Even though nobody liked either of those movies, and both of those movies bombed at the box office. Next is Dog, which this movie is doing really well at the box office. $44 million. It needed to make $30 million. It needed to hit $30 million. And this movie is definitely well beyond that. Next, of course, is Spider-Man. Yes, we're still talking about Spider-Man. Okay, for this movie, it popped $800 million world domestically. Probably not. I think it's gonna be like to 790 million. But you have these people. You still have these people who say no, I want to go to the theater to see movies, and you have this movie right here making $1.8 billion, and they'll still have which again stopped doing most of the you have the same company that made Morbius to April. Then I think they made the mistake already. I think Morbius is gonna probably flop, but Spider-Man made this much money. Batman's making money. Okay, people will go to the theaters to watch movies. Okay, this isn't July when there's the Delta variant coming around and all that bullshit coming around. Okay, people are done with restrictions and want to go back to normal life. Okay, these movie studios are finally starting to get this for the thick heads and stop delaying everything for no reason. Like John Wick, they delayed that for no reason. Okay, I think they do it to them they don't make it crowded because they're still releasing Top Gun and Bob's Burgers the movie on that weekend. And next is Death on the Nile, another Disney failure. This movie is now at $150 million, so the international box office might save this movie. The international box office might save this movie, but only time will tell. Because this movie is now at $78 million internationally to $115 million worldwide. This movie needs to make $180 million. So it needs to make $70 million more domestically and internationally. So if this movie does continue performing well internationally over the next couple of weeks, it might make back its money, but it's unlikely it will. So another flop, another failure for Disney. That's probably why they just threw Toy and Red on Disney Plus, because nobody cares about Disney. And of course, you have the Rotten Tomatoes sales that were still for Disney, but even those tricks aren't working anymore. Okay, Encanto is still a box office failure, and now it's popular because of Disney Plus, because people watched it on Disney Plus for free. But but still was a big box office failure. It still was basically one of Disney's biggest box office flops of all time. Next is Sing 2, a movie that is holding on because there's no other animated features going around. Okay, with again the next movie that is geared towards the same audience as Sing 2 would probably be the next PG movie would be The Unbreakable Boy, was according to, of course, the one movie site, it's being delayed, even though they already say it's not being delayed. So I don't know where they get the delay. I don't know where Box Office Mojo gets the. I think you can see if it's still on Box Office. Yeah, because this site is more accurate now than Box Office Mojo was. Yeah, we switched the screen. Daily Box Office. Okay, we have. Is it still on this release schedule? Okay, yeah, it's still on this release schedule, so I don't know well. Okay, the complete fools at, the people who won Box Office Mojo. The Box Office Mojo is a joke now. The only time I use Box Office Mojo is when they didn't update the international box office on here, which is completely dumb that they still don't do this. Next is Jackass Forever, which again made money. We don't really need to talk about Jackass Forever. So we have 5 successful movies of the year. Marry Me, which I think this movie has like $23 million budget. It has made its money back. Barry, and no, we're not talking about Spider-Man Sing 2. Those are 2021 movies. So we have 5 successful movies of the year. Uncharted, Dog, The Batman, Scream, it's actually 6. Marry Me, and Jackass Forever. Okay, those are the 6 most successful movies. So Warner Brothers has finally a box office success, And it took them to ditch the day-to-day streaming model that they have been using for months. And even then, Doom still made money even with the day-to-day streaming model. So, and Godzilla. So, The Batman is another successful movie for Warner Brothers. Uncharted is the first success of the year of 2022. Okay, for Sony. United Artists finally has a success in Dog, which again they mostly have non-franchise movies. And of course, Paramount has two successes, and Marry Me is a universal success. Studio 66 is a flop. I don't think we have to talk about that movie at all. So, yeah, and Encanto, even with the Disney Plus boost of popularity, still couldn't save the movie in theaters because why did they? No one watched the movie in theaters, and no one's gonna watch it in theaters anyways. Okay, okay. When it comes to theatrical releases, they kind of get like one chance, and once the movie is like really successful, like a classic movie, they like re-release if a new format comes out, like Jurassic Park 3D, Star Wars 3D, or something like that. But yep, that's basically it about this video. And yeah, 2022 looks like to be a big good year for the box office. It's very dumb that Disney just turning red to Disney Plus, which will just give the Batman more money. So yeah, Warner Bros. Will win at the end against Disney. Goodbye.